Yeah, so we're at this exhibition. Well, I had the privilege to have seen the exhibition already. So I really want to know, of course, later on Ms. Zhou, but first, your guys' first impression on the exhibition. Amir?
It's a good exhibition. I think it's a introduction for the Mesoamerican cultures. Mesoamerica and China have many connections.
Absolutely.
But for me, it's very interesting the exhibition, and it's important that the Chinese people to know this cosmovision.
And the connection with China, with Mexico, with the corn, it's amazing. Both culture, it's very important for us.
It's a culture you and this exposition for 5,000 years ago. It's a special connection for me, for my culture, and we have many culture for golden. How do you hand the golden and how do they shine? And I explained in this exposition in the people. I think it's for enjoy it, for know that this for our culture.
And Huan, you're from Guatemala, yes. And you're like the sole representative in this culture.
Yes.
How did you feel about it?
It's very nice that I can say I have this of my country here in China. And it's like, for example, many Latinos, we know some things about China, but as Chinese, I think they don't know too many things about Mayas or Peruvians or Incas, for example. So it's very nice. I like that Chinese people can know about my country and know about my culture. And we can like know each other better. We can exchange ideas, food, cultures.
Definitely.
Yes.
So, I would assume that you would be very familiar with the backgrounds of these two ancient cultures as well,
yes,
by learning and teaching. So how did you feel about the exhibition?
I think this is a very impressive exhibition because actually in our school in BLCU, we do have a course that is in the English-Spanish major. We do have the course entitled Transmission of Chinese Culture in Multilingual Context. So in this course, we will compare, for example, many very traditional Chinese symbols like Chinese Feng Huang with Quetzal in Latin American culture that we have just seen, and Chinese jade with jade in Latin American culture. And we find that despite such vastness and geographical distance, they actually share striking similarities. For example, the jade in China is used very commonly in the burial or funeral culture ceremonies, and it is also used as a very frequent symbol in Latin American culture in this kind of occasions as well. So that I think is just very impressive and fascinating. And I'm really happy that Chinese audience, we could have a chance to really see these cultural items in a real-time exhibition.
You can definitely say that again. The reason is, I'm sorry guys, but to me, Latin America is like probably the most mysterious part of the world to Chinese people. They would know more about, European countries, North American countries, or, Australia, things like that. But Latin America has always been somewhat mysterious. So did you feel that's true, especially to you guys now studying in Beijing? Did you find that people would know maybe less about your own countries, but are getting to know more?
For example, I'm from Guatemala, as I say, and it's like when I go to a restaurant, so many Chinese people, they say me, where are you from? And I say, Guatemala. And it's like, oh, you're from Mexico. And I'm like, come on,
Yes, it's similar Peru.
Yes,
Yes, it's similar
Even
Peru.
sometimes it's like, I don't want to enter in details, so I say I'm Mexican sometimes, I lie myself, and it's not true.
Yeah, not
Because
all
it's
the
so
same.
easy. Exactly. But
Yeah.
it's like very nice because now I meet some Chinese, because now I can speak Chinese, no? So when I go back to Guatemala, I was there for 1 month and I meet some Chinese around the streets, and it's like, was very interesting, was really funny because we changed like about the jade, about the quetzal, about the food, and now I feel like quite more emotional, like proud because Chinese people is there and they know like my culture, and when they come here, it's like, oh, I went to the museum, I know this, so it's like very nice. I like this.
Really cool. Yeah, I think exhibitions like this, and you guys too, either studying in Beijing or visiting Beijing maybe for the first time, are absolutely cultural bridges that would be bridging multiple cultures and peoples between China and other countries so that, for instance, you would know more about Beijing and other cities in China, and we as Chinese would really love to know more about Guatemala, about Peru, and of course about Mexico. But absolutely, Mexico is probably the most well known among the two Chinese people at this point. But I'm interested to know if you would have exhibitions like this back home on maybe Chinese culture or Chinese traditional cultural relics, what would you feel? Because I would feel pretty strange or pretty unique when I see an exhibition about my own culture in a different country, be it the United States or maybe Mexico or any other parts of the world. You would have this proud feeling, of course, but at the same time, you would find it's quite intriguing how differently people in different parts of the world would be interpreting the same cultural item or the certain part of history. Would you feel that?
Veo muchas similitudes entre China y México en la amabilidad en la que te reciben en algún lugar. Cuando llegas a un lugar y saben que eres de México, te tratan pues muy bien. Por ejemplo, también el Año Nuevo Chino es algo que allá lo hemos como practicado, es algo que se ve allá cada año. Y también como la cultura del respeto por la comida, del maíz, de ver cómo la gente cuida mucho cuando va a escogerlos a los mercados, cuando ves a las personas ahí escogiendo el maíz para hacer la comida. Creo que es algo que nosotros en México tenemos muy incorporado, el cocinar todo casi con maíz, muchas recetas, postres, y es algo que he visto ahí como similitud aquí.
I agree with Jose because, for example, in China, it's very important the dragon. And in Mesoamerica, Mayas, Mexicas, Zapotecos, many cultures, there is Quetzalcoatl. For the Mayas, is Kukulkan. And our mythological characters. And these very, very similar are reptiles with what do you say, plumas?
Feathers.
Yeah, and it's very impressive for me. Look, the heads, the great heads, the dragons, and are very similar for the Quetzalcoatls in Chichen Itza or in Teotihuacan or in anywhere archaeological zones in Mexico or in Guatemala. In the food, in the agriculture, for Mesoamerica, give for the world the maize, the tomato, the pavo, the turkey, and China give the world the rice, the species. I don't know. For me, it's amazing. China. It's my first time in China, and I say thanks because for this opportunity, because it's the open mind. For this culture, because in the West there are many myths about China, and when you stay here, look, that it's not true. This is a great country, it's a great culture, and the people is really, really friendly and really respectful and very intelligent.
I think this is the approach that China is taking on right now. Okay, don't have to believe me, but don't believe just anything that's fed to you. Just come here and see with your own eyes, and then you can make a judgment of your own, right? So I think that's really, really important. But you mentioned the jaguar, which is a great totem, in the Maya culture for all your countries, but also the Chinese loon, which is
Can I share something with
Sure,
this
go
topic?
ahead.
Because it is very interesting and very relevant to what we have just did in the class. And when we talk about Chinese loan, usually we will make a comparison between, for example, dragon in the Western culture and English culture. But many people don't know that actually there is a very similar, that he has just mentioned, the Quetzalcoatl, Gugugan, and it is very similar no matter in terms of its appearance as well as its cultural connotations.
And you can see that at the exhibition.
Exactly. So I think it is why we are doing multilingual translation of Chinese culture, why we are learning how to translate Chinese symbols in multilingual context. I think a very important thing is to dismantle the hegemonism and to dismantle the stereotype that usually when we talk about international communication, we tacitly think that it's mediated by English language as lingua franca, but it is not. There are many diversified forms of cultures in this world. So I think that is a very important facet why we are learning languages of different cultures.
Yeah, absolutely, to disperse the stigma. And can I have the corn, please? Because, you know, we mentioned the name of the exhibition, Maize Gold Jaguar. We have two very simple corns here. But, you know, this is not only a staple food in Latin American countries, but also in China, believe it or not. It's actually more important than you might think. Of course, you would have the impression of Chinese people consuming either rice or wheat flour, but corn is absolutely a very important staple food in the country. And we were actually counting how many dishes do we have in China using corns. We could think of maybe 6, 7. You know, you could eat it raw, or you could boil it. You could cook dishes with it. So we came up with ideas. But how would corn be consumed in your respective countries? I would love to know, and you can tell our audience, hopefully. I mean,
Okay, it's complicated.
it's complicated.
Yeah,
Maybe give
because-
just one simple example, like the most either famous food that's cooked with corn, or your favorite.
Bueno, my favorite in Mexico, the culture is the tortilla. The tortilla is the most important food made with corn
Tortilla.
or maize. La tortilla is I don't know.
It's hard to describe.
It's hard because it's similar to the a torta, Spain torta.
I'll ask for assistance. Is there a
It's-
Chinese
it's
name
a-
for it?
应该是
It's a
叫做
dish,
玉米
it's
片
a-
儿的那种，对吧？Tacos.
Tacos. Yeah, it's the base for the tacos. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the
Most
base for the
tacos.
tacos. The taco has meat or another element, and the cover is the tortilla.
You wrap.
The tortilla.
All right. Oh, that's the tortilla.
The tortilla is the most basic alimento, the most basic food in Mexico.
All right. Let's go on. Jose.
Sí, en México el consumir maíz es algo que consumimos todos los días. Tenemos muchos platillos como los tacos, enchiladas, las flautas, todas esas
tortilla.
comidas se hacen con tortilla, con maíz. Y pues es algo que como que transfieres el amor al cocinarle a tu familia, a tus amigos por medio del maíz. O sea, también lo hacemos en postres, en muchas comidas.
Tamales.
Tamales.
That's really intriguing, because I think in China, you know, think about maybe a mom coming back from work, just boil a corn for her child. Well, that is love, but that's also saying, I don't have time for you. Go ahead and just feed yourself.
Yeah.
Liz, in Peru, is corn also very important?
Yes, but I have an interesting fact. In Peru, it's not similar than it's a white. And it is, you see, it's a little corn. No, it's a big in Peru. It's a black, it's white, and it's important. Even in the ancient times, the people do a drink for corn. The name is chicha. Chicha. Yes, it's alcoholic sometimes when it depends how do you
We
make.
have that in China too. You know, I think they have this at this hall.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know if it's the same, but we have that.
Yeah, I think, and it's very important. Even the Incas do our corn for gold in the ceremonies or sacrifice for rain, because in the times no raining, and that is very important.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
What?
Actually, like Mexico and Guatemala, we share many things. For example, all the time we are fighting because we want to say like, no, the maize is for my country. No, it's for the country.
For Mexico,
yeah,
Guatemala.
we fight all the
Okay.
time like this, even with cacao, maize, everything actually, many things. Yes, exactly, many things actually. It's many
We'll
things.
make sure to have one of these for each one of you.
Please,
But
please.
something really interesting is that we have maize, but between maize we have all the other colors. You know, we don't have only the yellow.
different
We have,
colors.
we have
Yes.
blue, we have brown, we have white, we
Like
have
rainbow.
red. And for example, yes, exactly.
Blue?
We have blue.
In
Even-
Peru, it's blue and it's really delicious, but it's only for sweet drinks.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, we have different colors.
Yeah.
We have white, red, we have brown, blue.
There are many varieties to corn in Mesoamerica. Many varieties.
I never saw blue corns in my life. Have
But
you?
is it dyed or is it grown to be
Yeah. Is it naturally blue?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's native
Yeah, we'll have to
variety.
learn maybe
Actually,
from that.
for example, I think everything started with Mayas because Mayas they are a civilization of agriculture. So they start like playing with the plants, with the maize. So they discover some like change that they can do between the plants and this. Even we have a mushroom that we put this mushroom in the maize, and we create. I think you know better than me, no? Like a different food. It's maize. It's a mushroom with maize and it's food, and we eat and we drink, and it's like food. We have a very interesting food with this, with the maize.
It
We
is
share many
really
things.
interesting.
For example, sorry.
No. Go ahead.
We have the white tortilla and the blue tortilla. Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds
But
interesting.
there are many varieties of corn in Mesoamerica. Many varieties.
Even maybe you
Red,
don't believe it,
black,
but
blue.
the color depends the flavor.
Yes. The
So they
purple,
have
the
different
purple.
flavors.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know, Miss Joe, I would like you to imagine this with our audience and with me. Imagine seeing a blue pancake on a street booth here in either Beijing or maybe any other parts of China. 有见过蓝色煎饼? I don't know how you would think, but that's what you can discover in Mexico and in Guatemala too, right? In Peru too.
Ask to IA.
Yeah?
Pregúntenle ahí a la IA. Ask to
What's the name?
artificial
AI.
AI. Sorry.
Oh, ask AI.
In Mexico it's IA.
AI.
AI.
All right,
Ask
AI.
to AI.
AI.
For the varieties.
You know, I will actually do that a little later. But
And look the photographies.
yeah, photographs of blue corns, right? Yeah, and in recent years, we have actually a very close relationship in agriculture and everything else. I was getting the statistics before our interview started, and looks like that China has been the second largest trade partner with Mexico in the past few years, and I think the number one trade partner with Peru in the past few years. And of course, we would like to do a lot more with people from Guatemala, and hopefully the two countries will work more closely in the future as well. And that's probably, I think, a very good and important part why we're having either international students or travelers here in Beijing, so that, you know, people like Huan can bring the true image that they see of China back home, instead of, you know, we telling the world what China is like, or hearing it from other channels. You can hear from your fellow people what the country is probably more likely to be, and maybe come to check it out. So if I would ask you guys, all of you guys, to make maybe a 15-second short video about Beijing, because Beijing is a great city. It's a concentration of a lot of things. It's the international exchange center, one of the economic centers of the country. Of course, it's a very important cultural hub. But if you are to take a 15-second short video about Beijing, what would you do? What would you put in the clip?
Then I would say, how should cow yam, very delicious. I will do a short video saying to me like, I'm here in China eating cow yam, Chinese roasted dog. It's so delicious. I like it. Please, everyone, come here and try.
Sorry to rob your answers. What else?
I appreciate really the culture. How do you preserve your culture? It's because you discover the writing, right? And you put all your history, and it's amazing for me. For example, the Great Wall, it's very respectful, and it's amazing for me. How do you access to the culture or the history? In Peru, I don't have clear for the history because the Spain's these people, they can't end all the culture and then not the Andean culture, but this is the reason I don't clear for my history, and this is the best important in Beijing for me.
Cool. Yeah, I just learned from Jose that this is his first time in Beijing. You've been here for a month, 2 more months to go.
Yes.
So what was the most impressive thing you discovered in the past month?
La inmensidad de la ciudad, tanta gente, que todos te reciben con los brazos abiertos, que cambias las ideas que tenías sobre este país, sobre esta ciudad, que es hermoso. También algo que he aprendido mucho aquí es a valorar como más mis culturas originarias, que es algo que China y México comparten. los pueblos originarios, como irte más a tus antecedentes, a la historia y sentirte orgulloso de lo que eres.
That's really great. I just learned that Jose is a great web influencer with 1 million. Is it 1 million?
7 million. In
7 million,
7
sorry.
million.
Oh, just to make it clear, the 1 million followers is for his cat.
Yeah.
And he has 7 million followers on the internet. So, yeah, so if you are to tell your viewers maybe one thing about the Beijing that you saw, what would that be?
Sí, yo he compartido mi experiencia desde que llegué acá a China y mis seguidores están encantados de poder viajar conmigo para acá y me dicen visita tal lugar, ve a tal lugar y creo que es algo muy bonito el poder a través de las redes sociales unir a dos naciones tan grandes históricamente.
I would really like Jose to bring the true image that you feel of China to your viewers.
Many things, but I agree with the food is amazing for the love the people would prepare the food. I like the la food, the spicy food.
The spicy food, yeah.
Spicy food is for me. It's really nice, but in Mexico it's similar. We eat spicy food. Spicy food.
Spicy tacos.
Yeah. Spicy tacos, spicy soaps, spicy everywhere.
Sounds good.
But for me, 2 elements more. This city don't sound because you have electric cars. It's different for. I visited many cities in the world, and a big cities sound. In this city, no. This city is relaxed. It's China. For me, wish the peace, not the war.
Absolutely. That's probably the biggest wish of China and also the Chinese people. Because if we have limited time, I have one last question for you guys, because we know that the exchanges between Beijing and Latin America has becoming increasingly important during the past few years with all your countries. So if there is one aspect, because you have either been in Beijing for a while or you're visiting Beijing, you know your own country very well. If there is one aspect that you would love your own country to do business with China, either on this side or Chinese people, Chinese companies go to your own country, what would that be?
Welcome Mexico, Chinese
Thank
companies.
you.
Welcome Mexico, and Mexico, come China.
Jose?
Yo creo que visitar China es algo que les va a cambiar la vida, es que les va a abrir la mente, van a ver lo que es el primer mundo verdaderamente y yo invitaría a toda la gente de México, de Latinoamérica, que si tienen la oportunidad vengan a China y vivan la experiencia completamente, es única.
And is there maybe a specific industry that you think the two countries can cooperate on?
De commerce, de agriculture, the aspects scientific.
I think we can start with culture, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
When we understand each other better in the future, then cooperation is absolutely open for everything. Liz?
The same, the commerce, but other thing I think it's important is the security. How do you buy something and the delivery put the package in the street and then never give this, it's only for you, and this is amazing. And the security, and maybe you have a money in the subway and nothing happened, you are safe. This is a really good in China. I think it's better grew up in my country, the safe.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that
Yeah,
because,
especially for
talking
girls.
about happiness, I think in the world right now with a lot of turmoils happening, to be able to feel safety is probably one very important aspect of a happy life.
Yes. Especially for women.
For women.
Yeah,
Yes.
Exactly. You don't dare to walk alone on the street at night, right?
Yes.
I see a lot of foreign bloggers saying,
Yeah.
single girls are able to walk outside at
Right.
11 at midnight here in Beijing or
Right.
other cities. Okay, thank you. One.
I would like open the doors, please open the doors, and some Chinese go to Guatemala and put a Maize. Because when I was in Guatemala, I was missing Maize. I like Maize, and I would please open stores, open like this, and open the doors because there's many opportunities that we are missing, and we need to see these opportunities. We need to take more about these opportunities, see the world, how it's adapting or growing up, and adapt ourselves. Like, I mean, like Guatemala open the doors, bring this, and people is bring chocolate to China, for example, from my country, about the Maya civilization, which are chocolate, and I think in coffee. Especially, and Chinese people like coffee.
I do.
Yes,
A lot.
I have a lot of friends who say me, Juan, when you come back to Guatemala, please take me coffee. The last time I bring a backpack with coffee, and they were like, "Where's my coffee? Here's my." You're like, we are missing too many things. We should open the doors.
That's really great. I think Chinese people would love to be able to explore more Latin American countries because we are so vastly different, yet we share a lot of similarities really in life, like the longing for a better life, for happiness, for families. So next time when we have opportunities, we would love to go to your own countries for an exhibition like this, or just for a tour and to have some good food made with maize. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. Thank you, Ms. Joe, for joining us and interpreting at the same time.
No problem.
And hopefully you will all have a good time in Beijing.